What's going on everyone, Cameron Gibson here and a massive welcome back to my channel. Now I'm not gonna lie, this week has been absolutely crazy. So much has happened, including I actually broke my camera, which is why I've got this little guy here as well. Hopefully it sounds alright. And I've got a feeling that it's quite good for ASMR as well. Is this even how you do ASMR? I've never done it before, so I couldn't tell you. This probably just sounds weird. Maybe I'll stop now. And honestly, because it's been so crazy, I've not had time to like script and plan out a video in the way that I usually would. But in the interests of consistency, I did want to put a video out this week just to keep things moving along. How long is my hair getting? Oh my God. It's lockdown for you. Alright, so this week I thought that I would teach you all a magic trick that you can use to impress your friends, your family, maybe someone you fancy a little bit, just anyone really. This has been a bit of an idea that I've been struggling with recently, is whether to teach magic here or not. Now obviously we all know there's such a thing as the magician's code, where you're not really supposed to reveal secrets. It's all very secretive and like, oh, keep the secrets to ourselves. And I do get that, after all magic is based on secrets. However, I started learning magic on YouTube, so if there wasn't magic being taught on YouTube, really simply, I wouldn't be a magician today. So I think the stance I'm going to take on it is that anything that's kind of in the public domain already, anything that's easily accessible for anyone that wants to learn magic, I'm pretty comfortable teaching that here too. The way I see it, if it's good enough for Penn and Teller, it's good enough for me. So the trick I want to teach you guys today is a skill level of 0. You need no prior knowledge of cards, card tricks, anything like that in order to pull off this incredible trick. If you want to follow along, go and grab a deck of cards. I guarantee if you do, you will be able to do this trick by the end of this video. All right, let's get into it. All right, here we are. So I've got my little close-up pad down here just to help me out, but you will not need one of these in order to do this trick. All you'll need is a deck of cards. So in my head, I guess the best way to explain this is to show you the trick first, and then kind of explain and walk you through how it's done. So this is how the trick goes. All you'll need is a deck of cards, and you'll need 2 spectators. So let's say you've got one spectator over here and one spectator over here. Go through the shuffled deck of cards and take out the 2 jokers. 2 jokers like this. If you don't have jokers in your pack, just use black kings or similar, but hand one of the jokers to each of your 2 spectators. Now obviously I don't have 2 people here with me right now because we're in quarantine, but you will just have to trust me that I'm kind of doing this randomly. Hand the deck of cards off to someone to be shuffled. It's really important for this trick that the deck is well shuffled. So once the deck is shuffled, it will be handed back to you. All you're going to do is you're going to show that the deck is completely shuffled like that, and you're going to start dealing down the cards like that, asking your first spectator to call stop whenever they want to. So let's say you get a fair few cards down and they call stop. You mark the position they called stop in with their joker face up like that, putting the rest of the cards on top. You then repeat the exact same process for spectator number 2. So they go as far down as they want like this. And let's say they call stop there. Again, you mark that position with the face-up joker like that. So you can spread the cards fairly like that, and you can see the 2 face-up jokers. Now you make it really clear what happened. Make it clear that the deck was shuffled. You have no idea what order the cards were in. They called stop wherever they want, and they mark them themselves with their own joker. And what you do is you pull out the card that they stopped at. So we've got one here, the one that's faced up to the joker, and one here. So you can maybe touch the cards, and just by touching them, you can tell them that one of them is the ace of diamonds and one of them is the 10 of clubs. Let's have a look. 10 of clubs and the ace of diamonds. Here's how it works. All that happens is that when they shuffle the deck and they hand it back to you, and you spread the deck out on the table like this, or you can spread it through your hands just like this, all you have to do is to take note of the bottom card, in this case the 2 of diamonds, and the top card, in this case the ace of diamonds. But again, it doesn't matter if they shuffle the cards in any way, all you have to do is to remember the top card and the bottom card. Let's see again, so we've got the 7 of clubs now, and the ace of hearts this time. Doesn't matter what those 2 cards are, just keep them in your head. Once you've got those 2 cards in your head, again, all you do is you start dealing down the cards. So let's say we deal down the cards like this, and you ask one person to say stop. Now let's say they say stop there. They put their joker on top of here, face up, and all you have to do is put the rest of the pack on top there. Now think about it. You've just put that 7 of clubs that you remembered earlier straight on top of their joker. Marked. Now what you also did in the action of dealing the cards down is you put whatever card was on top, which was the ace of hearts, now on the bottom. So we're in the exact same position as before. Start dealing down the cards and ask the second person just to call stop. Let's say they say stop here. You take their joker and you get them to mark the position there. And again, you just drop the rest of the deck on top. Now remember, once again, that's the ace of hearts that's going straight onto their joker. Now, you're all done. What's really good to do here is to leave the deck like this and use what's called time misdirection here. And that is just to take a little bit of time to kind of let their minds forget exactly what happens. That means that later on, it's more difficult for them to backtrack the method to try and work out how it was done. So at this point, I like to recap. I like to make sure that they know how impossible this should be. So I'll say, remember what happened. I took out the jokers, you shuffled the cards. I then dealt down the cards, you called stop whenever you wanted to call stop. You then marked that position. I didn't touch the cards, I didn't move them in any way other than that. From your shuffled deck, let's have a look. You go through the cards to find the first joker, and again, you take the one that's face to face with it. Now, we already know that that's the ace of hearts, and you go and find the second joker, and we know that as well. At this point, it's up to you how you present this. Maybe towards the beginning when you remembered the two cards, maybe before you go on, you wrote this down as a prediction. Maybe you ask them to then look at the cards they selected and you pretend to read their minds. Maybe you pretend that you've got X-ray vision and you can look through the back of each of these cards and tell them what it is. This is where the real magic happens. It's using your imagination and your creativity to come up with a really unique presentation of this trick that makes it fun, that makes it entertaining, that makes it amazing. And honestly, that is all there is to it. I hope you enjoyed my first card trick tutorial on this channel. Make sure you give it a little practice before you go and perform it on someone. Again, remember, it's all about the creativity you use and the unique story that you bring to the trick that will really make it amazing and make it work for you. If you do go and perform this on anyone, let me know in the comments how it goes. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you smash that like button. As always, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.